Yes, hello everyone. Welcome to our next Femitech video tutorial. Now, for this episode, I will be looking at some CXC past papers questions. That's multiple choice. So I will be looking at some paper one questions. So as you can see on the screen, I actually have some questions. I'm gonna go through these questions. So the first question have to do with food chain. So number one said the producer in this food chain is, and as you can see the producer there. Now as it relates to a food chain, now the producer is normally the living thing or the organism that actually starts the food chain. So food chain will always start by the producer. And definitely this one, as for food chain, it is known as a aquatic food chain, and that simply means that this is a food chain that is located in water. Let's go to number two. Number two said, which of the following cell organelles allows substances to pass in and out of a cell? Now, before I go into the answer, the term organelles, it simply means cell parts. So instead of saying cell parts, then the question says cell organelles. And of course, the correct answer is cell membrane, right? So that's one of the function of the cell membrane to allow substances in and out of the cell. As for the nucleus is what basically controls all the activities that take place in the cell. So the nucleus normally is described or is called the brain of the cell. As for the vacuole, now the vacuole, of course, is what stores water. And as for the cytoplasm, then the cytoplasm is basically that space of the cell that entails all of the other cell components. So let's move down to question 3. Which of the following is an example of a terrestrial food chain? And this type of food chain, of course, is located on land. So let's look at the answer, and the answer is option C, where of course you have plant, grasshopper, and bird. So as you can see for this food chain, the plant is the producer, and again, all food chain must start with a producer. Let's go down to question 4. An example of the fusion is the movement of, the correct answer is oxygen from the alveoli to capillaries. Now, as for diffusion, is it normally speak about the movement of gas. For example, if we're talking about osmosis, then we're talking about the movement of liquid, right? So, as for option A, sodium across cell membrane, that's not correct. Glucose from digestive tract to villi, that's not correct. And D, sucrose, that one is not correct. So oxygen from the alveoli to the capillaries. And of course, in terms of diffusion, it have to do with high concentration and low concentration. Because the alveoli, it is part of your respiratory system. Of course, it is located in the lungs. And it will be a point where it is of high concentration in terms of oxygen, because remember that when we breathe in, our body will take in oxygen as one of the gas, and definitely that oxygen need to go to different body parts, for example the brain, right? So in order for it to move to the brain, then the circulatory system come into play, where the circulatory system is what will actually do that transportation. In fact, it is the hemoglobin of the red blood cell that will pick up and transport the oxygen carried to its destination or wherever in the human body that it is needed. Let's go over to question number 5. The site of photosynthesis in plants is, so the site mean the place where exactly photosynthesis take place in plants, and that is in the chloroplast. So it is definitely not the stomata, it is definitely not the stem, nor the root. So it is actually the chlorophyll in the chloroplast. And of course, photosynthesis, that is the process by which plants make their own food, right? So that's the process by which plants make their own food. Number 6, which of the following vitamins can be produced by the skin as well as obtained from food? And that is vitamin D. Let's go down to number 7. Which of the following reagent gives a positive test for the main food present in a slice of baked potato? And of course, the answer for that is C. Right, so iodide. So of course, the iodide solution, it's a compound or it's a chemical that will contain iodine. Let's continue. Question 8. Which of the following teeth aid, that mean help in the grinding food into smaller pieces? And of course, that will be your molar and your premolar. Right, so guys, would have come to the end of this video. So looking at the first 8 questions for this human and social biology people one. So please stay tuned for the next episode where I will continue with the other questions for this paper. So once again, guys, thanks for viewing. Femitech is out of here.